Hello everyone, welcome back to the next part of Belladonna. Just read a note in the last video, and the milk is still frozen, so being inside an enclosed area here has not made it unthaw. She did say her body is cold anyway, so she's not going to be producing much warmth.
A plant, a natural object, standing in a pot, a man-made object. The plant can consume nutrition and grow bigger, and the pot can't. Neither of them can think. So what about me then? I can think, I know that. But am I natural or man-made?
The plant is not man-made. It's a plant. Okay, got a lantern.
This lantern might prove to be the very first thing that actually manages to shed some light on my situation. I'll keep it.
This girl's already smarter than, the majority of adventurers in games. We got a lot of lethal weapons right now. We got some milk if we get thirsty. Now we can light up some stuff.
Nothing inside.
At least you looked in the basket. You wouldn't look in the boxes. That is a big tree.
It's a large tree. Looks very peaceful. Couldn't I have been reincarnated into one of those instead of being forced back into this mess?
Tropa Belladonna.
Belladonna. This little plant has caused a lot of trouble. For a flower, it's not particularly beautiful, but for a murder weapon, it sure is.
Yoink. Let's take that. There's a note under it.
Look, a journal page was hiding behind the plant.
Did Wolfram murder Pool Clara, or did he not? My situation has reached a point where it hardly makes any difference. I still cannot prove anything. Let me move my mic. I still cannot prove anything, but my conviction of his sin is only growing stronger. I cannot look at his face without seeing a murderer, nor not listen to his voice without hearing the words of an evil man. And the coward knows it. He sees the judgment in my eyes, and he shrieks away from it like the rodent he is. Guilty or not, he could not act more like a culprit if he so confessed his crime in the town square. If he was hiding in his laboratory before, now he practically lives there. We both realized that he lacks the courage to meet my gaze, and after that, he simply stopped coming back upstairs. The villain, the fiend. He can rot away in his dungeon, forgotten by the world. His remaining days spent in darkness and solitude. I will not forgive him. How could I when he has provided me with nothing but misery since the day we met? The living areas of this castle are mine now, and if my husband is incapable of even confronting me, he shall not benefit from them. Shall have no benefit from them. Curse my miserable existence. So 3 more notes, possibly 4. Maybe this is where we'll get our big smiley face or star when we complete the game. Going on with all this stuff. Can't look at any of that. There's nothing else to collect here I can see. Make our way back. There's a shovel. Can I take that? No. Okay. Maybe we can warm the milk by the fireplace. That'd be a good idea. Let's try that. We can try the Belladonna plant and the pestle and mortal as well, just to see if we can. This is a bone saw and there is a body out there. I don't know if we're going to have to cut a hand off or something. It's quite possible. Let's use the milk on the fire. There we go.
I'll let it stand by the fire for a while.
Let's put the Belladonna and the mortal and pestle.
Let's grind this plant into powder.
Nice. Okay, Belladonna powder. There's the milk.
It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form.
Put the milk in the bowl.
The milk pours easily.
And go give it to the cat. I wonder if we're going to have to put the powder in the milk. Because Belladonna it's not really going to put him to sleep. It's going to kill him. So do we have to kill this cat or what? Quite possibly. Or maybe he'll just ignore us.
I'm not going near that horrible cat. I'll have to get rid of it somehow if I want to proceed. Okay, so I can give delicious milk to my fearsome adversary, but why would I want to do that? This creature has nothing but scorn for me. It would just take my milk and keep attacking me afterwards. Unthankful thing.
See, we do got it off it. Alright.
Is this how Clara died?
Now it has like a looming skull poison milk coming off of it. Alright. Off with the cat.
This should put an end to the grim reign of this beast.
Wow. There he goes.
Look, it's a key, and it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it. The animal must have managed to steal a key somehow.
Tassel key. Okay.
Thaw the milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder.
Well, it's more about the note in the door over here, lady. He's literally like dead. Okay. Okay.
This is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong.
Oh gosh. This is even harder to read. I write to exercise my brain. I find that my thoughts become more firm and solid if I force myself to put them down on paper. It doesn't matter that I write as long as I can learn to think again. And to remember, I must try to remember. I have no idea how long I have been this way. A walking corpse, a mimicry of human life, an unmensch. This is all the doings of my despicable husband. He could not be happier, the villain. He got what he wanted. An obedient wife, a beautiful galette that exists solely for his pleasure, if only he knew. These notes are the center of my universe, and I keep them well hidden. Apparently not. He doesn't know, he has no idea. The thought has not occurred to him that I might be a thinking being, and I intend to keep it that way. I guess she's writing this after he converted her to the new Belladonna. I'm slowly and secretly meticulously pulling my consciousness out of a black void. At first I truly was a mechanical toy, responsive but never productive, proactive. But gradually I began to regain capacity for thought, and I quickly realized that I needed to keep it a secret. These thoughts were now the only things in the world that truly belonged to me. Beginning to think again was horrible, in many ways even worse than the state of blissful ignorance from which I had just emerged. I only managed to scribble down single, disconnected words at times, more emotions than thoughts. Impulses, perhaps. My hands and fingers were stiff and clumsy. I remember cutting myself on the sharp pen once and not being able to prevent the blood flow. I thought that would be the end for me. Surely Wolfram would notice the blood on my hands and get suspicious. But no, the self-absorbed fool merely stitched me up and let me go. I sometimes play with the idea of what I would have to do to prove to him that I am a person, but I won't. The monster has other plans. I want to look up a couple of these words here. So if you would indulge me and wait a moment. What was that first one? Unmensch? It sounds German. MENSCH. What does that mean? Person. Monster brute. Okay. And then the other one was the Galley. Gallalea, I think. Don't know if I'm spelling it right. Maybe that's a T. TEA. Okay, mythology. Galate is a name popularly applied to the statue carved of ivory of Pygmalion of Cyprus, which then came to life in Greek mythology. Okay. Yeah, just she thinks of herself as a statue. Like, yeah, when she's in the lab with him, he just props her in a corner over there and tells her to stay. But she's regaining consciousness of her former self.
The door is locked.
We use the key on it. That door sound, I've heard that before. Proceed to the next room. Okay. Next room, and a note. As my consciousness grows stronger, so does my hatred for my husband. This is an interesting font, I gotta say. I don't know what font this is. Any font experts out there? Be interested to know what font this is. Like, look at the E up here on each. Looks really detailed. Okay, as my consciousness grows stronger, so does my hatred for my husband. Each morning he brings me with him down to the laboratory and places me in a corner. See, exactly what I said. That's exactly what he does with her. There I will stand for the rest of the day, stiff as a statue, silent as death. Occasionally he will throw me a glance or a smile. I find my body smiling warmly back, almost like a reflex. And this indoctrination disgusts me. I am a living decoration, a breathing statue of flesh, this wind-up toy bride. But little does he suspect my eyes are darting across the room, secretly and attentively following his smallest movements. I carefully memorize every step he takes, every note he writes down, every tiny detail of his ghoulish discovery. If only he knew how fast I am learning. What a willing student I am. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of drink. Throat's getting ready to go on me. As of late, he has even picked up the habit of explaining his scientific work aloud. It helps him think, I suppose. And I nod and smile and give little encouraging laughs at the right places. He is muttering his darkest secrets to me, and I drink it all up. And oh, if only he knew just how close he brushes with his own demise. Hundreds of times each day he is close enough to me for my hands to reach up and snap his neck. My strong fingers around his throat, slowly squeezing his precious life out of him. But no matter how close he stands, my arms will not move. I am a prisoner in my own corpse, staring out through glassy eyes, but unable to will any action into my own dead limbs. Call for me and I will walk. Ask me a question and I will talk. But my rotting brain is unable to form initiatives of its own will. I am a golem following orders. Yet with each passing night, my willpower grows stronger. I write my thoughts down diligently and practice my mental capacities, with all the resolve I have. The results are slow but reliable. One day I will have the tenacity to strike. And as soon as the time comes, strike I will. One of these days, his lovely white life-sized doll will suddenly find the power within her to execute her swift revenge. She knows what he did to her. And she ain't happy about it. Alright, let's go over here. Okay. Wardrobe, a broken mirror, a locker. A locker. And yeah. So is there gonna be a body in here?
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check. That's a big wardrobe.
Okay.
Let's take a look inside.
Rope?
Coils of rope.
It's always good to
I
have.
wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom.
Who knows? Tiny keyhole.
The lid is shaped like a heart and has a tiny keyhole. Whatever's inside must be very precious.
Well, we do not have a key.
The mirror is completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like their reflection.
Whoa. How's it going? Should we read the note or talk to her? She's got a wind-up thing on her back. Let's read the note.
A note.
Failure. The attempt was a failure. I could not lure my lost lover back into her deceased corpse. All my preparations in vain, all alone now, no one to turn my key. Okay. Hello.
Is she dead? She doesn't move a muscle, yet she sits upright. She's like a mannequin of human flesh.
She just needs to be turned on or wound up. Or hit over the head with a candlestick, one of the two. I don't think we're prepared to do anything with her yet.
Is she dead?
Okay. Guess we continue on. Need to do something with the items we've got.
That's a lot of books. Imagine you had books filled with
Wasn't trying to click on that. Yeah, no reason to be in here again, I don't think. I guess we can try to use the bone saw. We may need a hand.
These are the hands that give life. Talk about meeting your maker. The body is still warm. He cannot have been dead for much longer than I have been alive. Did he have to die for me to live?
Okay. He does have strings here.
There's something in his pocket.
Key. Okay,
It's a
key.
small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart. I wonder what it unlocks.
Okay, we know what that's for. I saw that actually when we first encountered him, and then I didn't pick it up. So this should open that box back here in the bedroom. And then I would guess the bigger key maybe is in there to use on that woman. I don't know. We shall see.
I wonder if this key fits.
Nice, there it is.
There's a key hidden inside. A very important one.
Okay. big key. So let's use that on her.
Clara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself. But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind, a whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help me?
Of course I will.
Thank you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations, and in the meantime you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us. We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of the reconstructing effort.
Good grief, man. Okay, so this is Belladonna, his wife, and we are playing Clara. She dug us up and reanimated us, and now she's like bent on making, more zombie people. Okay, a brain.
I saw a brain preserved in alcohol down in the laboratory.
Oh, you did? That's good. That, my dear, is the brain of baby Lucas.
Okay. Let me get my notes ready here, because probably going to have to write some of this down. Okay, so we're going to need a brain. Your son?
Your son?
Lucas was never buried. The doctor had the body cremated very quickly and thus incinerated all the evidence that the corpse was not complete. He had stolen the brain and kept it for himself. I don't know what he claimed about not planning on resurrecting his child, but the truth is that he kept the brain all the same.
And now you want your child back.
And now you want your child back?
No, my dear. It's just a brain. I wanted you back, so I took great care to preserve your personality. But this brain is young and has been dead for very long. I suppose the creation will be my child, in a way, but not my son Lucas.
Okay, clockwork.
Clockwork?
Yes, we need something to supply the body with the force to move. We can't make the heart beat again, so we use the spring-loaded clockwork. In the future, we'll have to think of a source of parts more reliable than salvaging old-time pieces, but that'll do for now.
I see.
I see.
Thank you.
A head?
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
A woman's head. Was it Francisca's portrait I saw in the study? Behind the armor. Woman's head.
Your grandmother. Will it not cause problems to attach a woman's head to a man's body?
No, I don't see how it would make any difference in this new race of ours. We do not even reproduce sexually, so not even that significance is relevant.
Reproduce?
What do you mean we don't reproduce sexually? How do you know?
I spent quite some time with Wolfram dead and mindless, you know. I can safely say that, though we do experience all the physical sensations of intercourse, we cannot become pregnant or bear children.
I see.
I see. I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
Okay. More questions?
Some things have been puzzling me.
Did I used to have hair?
Did I used to have hair?
You had beautiful hair. Unfortunately, I had to shave it all off in order to operate on your head and open your cranium.
Well, give the girl a wig. Come on. Yet you are not bald.
Yet you're not bald.
I was revivified directly after my death, when my body was still fresh. You, my dear, had been in the ground for quite some time. I had to reconstruct large parts of your decomposed corpse.
That explains the metal construction holding together my skull.
I have my fair share of screws and bolts myself, but they are carefully hidden. I opted to sacrifice your pretty hair so that I could work more on preserving your brain. Something the good doctor did not do for me.
Will it grow back?
Will it grow back?
I don't rightly know. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
I want to ask something else.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
What is this I am wearing?
What is this I'm wearing?
I'm so sorry about that. I covered you in scraps and bandages I found in the laboratory. I had to cut open and discard most of what you were buried in order to stitch you up. I want you to know that my plan was to be right next to you when you woke up, to help you understand and to find a proper dress. I'm so sorry it didn't come to pass like that.
On my way in here, I killed a cat.
On my way in here, I killed a cat. It was in my way and it felt so natural to just dispose of it. It worries me a bit.
How so?
I may have a functional brain, but what about a soul? Shouldn't there be something in me stopping me from hurting others? Or at least making me feel bad about it?
You're right. It did come very natural for me to murder my husband. But I'm not too worried about this. I have no desire to commit unnecessary killings, and I do have control over my actions.
What if you are raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
What if you're raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
They won't be mass murderers any more than you and I. And besides, why should we prioritize the lives of the living above the lives of the dead?
Hey, lady, I only killed a cat. You killed somebody, like a person, and you dug up another person and reanimated them. I want to ask something else.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Why did you put this wind-up mechanism in my head?
Why did you put this wind-up mechanism in my head? Yours is in your back.
Yes, the damned doctor had placed my wind-up mechanism in my back. It goes straight into my chest and heart, giving me a strong central of power. But it is placed outside my own reach.
So you can't turn it yourself.
So, you can't turn it yourself?
No, I can't. I have to depend on others. That's why I chose to put the key in the back of your head, well within reach of your own hands. I know what it means to not be in control of your own existence, and I will never put someone else in the situation I'm in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
I want to ask something else.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Back. Exit. So I just noticed too, like, she's got a ring on her collar. She's also got rings on her top of her wrists here. But she decided to put spikes on hers. Interesting. Exit.
I'll start looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
Okay, yeah, Belladonna. Alright, Miss Thang, we will see you in a little bit. So, we need a brain, we need some kind of a clockwork mechanism to replace the heart, a head, and there's something behind the armor, which is down by the lab. So we'll stop this video here. I appreciate you watching very much. I kind of forgot the little twist with the characters here. I was just assuming, oh yeah, we're playing as Belladonna, but we're not. We're playing as Clara. So pretty cool. Alright, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.